Friends, Fever fans, welcome back to another Fever Replay podcast, your home for a weekly breakdown of Fever games and news. This podcast is brought to you by the love of the game. Eventually, you'll win a playoff game for the love of the game. I am Chris Ord, your host as always, and I'm joined by the healthier of the two, Keisha Gallagher. How you doing today, Keisha?
I'm doing well, Chris. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Listen, friends, I know my inbox has been awash. You've been clamoring. Chris, Keisha, where's the next episode? When is it coming? The playoffs are nigh, and where are you to shepherd us in with calm, nuanced, contextualized commentary on the fever? I know, I'm sorry, I was horribly sick. Nothing major, just coughs and stuff and tiredness and sleeping. That's what I've been doing for the last week. Otherwise, trust me, I would have been here with you all, where I wanted to be. But instead, sleep. That's what I did. But how are you, Keisha?
You are correct. I am healthy, doing well, thank you. Been watching a lot of really good basketball. It's been an exciting postseason.
It really has. It's great. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying this whole ride. Let me tell you, Keisha, what I enjoy the most, though. I enjoy when we knock the socks off the Atlanta Dream. That was so fun. I loved that game so much. We'll go a little more in depth, but let me tell you, I found it to be a fantastic game because what we saw was two teams that came to play that were both very physical, and we saw a lot of fantastic defense, and two teams like struggling to make it happen on offense, but like equally so. A very evenly matched basketball. And I just kept shouting at my screen. I was like, our defense is impeccable. We just need to make like a shot or two. Mm-hmm. I was like, I can't believe how long it's been since we've let them score. And then I was like, we haven't scored either? What's going on?
Yeah.
What's happening? But it felt like we broke through that tide. It was like this even stalemate struggle, and then all of a sudden our shots started falling, and our effort didn't stop even for a moment. The end of the third quarter, goodness gracious, I was on top of the world.
What a run.
What a run. The steal, the putback, the three-pointer from Hull. Oh my goodness. The number one takeaway from last night's game was, I want me some aerial powers next year. I'm sold. I'm sold on aerial powers. I know like the whole league is up in the air, and I think we only have 3 guaranteed returners next year, but let's get aerial powers on the team. She doesn't need to be playing in another country. Let's let her play in our country, in our city. How's that sound?
What an offer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that game was phenomenal. It was surprising to see Atlanta struggle so badly in such a large, like, not even for whole quarters, but for multiple quarters, for huge sections of this game. They just struggled in a way I've not seen them play at all this season. No one could score, and they kept digging just a deeper hole with no end in sight. And capitalizing on that weakness was a huge win for the Fever when it came to taking those opportunities and running away with the game. There was no way the Dream could recover from that.
After the first game, I remember watching the first playoff game, and for those of you who, your internet isn't working, you have no power, you're not in Indiana, and you just woke up and you're listening to this podcast first thing. we're in the middle of a series best of three. We lost the first one handedly. We didn't get completely blown out of the water, but we didn't look great either in Atlanta. And then we smacked them around by the end of the game. We had legitimate garbage time, and we put in both of our benches here at home. So we're tied up. That's where we're at. But after watching the first one, I remember thinking, like, okay, we've said many times on this podcast, Atlanta is the team we've seen like 1,000 times this year. Mm-hmm. We played them like twice in the preseason and then twice more in the first week of the season. We just play Atlanta every time we turn around. They just look like such a complete team, like perfectly balanced roster. Everyone is at their like peak capabilities, like we've seen them at different levels of injury. Everyone is here on the Atlanta Dream, and they're ready to play, and they have all the positions, and sometimes they have two of them. And it was terrifying. I'm like, oh, this is what it looks like when you don't have multiple season-ending injuries on your team versus a team that has had those things. And I was kind of down in the dumps. But then to see the way that we not only played defensively as a unit, but like we were winning one-on-one matchups. Like Boston was like, oh, I can just beat you. She was like calling for one-on-one versus Jones. She was like, I got this. Yeah, I know she's literally a brick wall, but I'm pretty sure I still got this. I'm fine. I may be. You could tell she was just like loving her life down there.
I may be. So seeing the way that Boston was playing against Jones, the way that she continued to expose that weakness over and over and over again, finding new ways all night. I think we've said it time and time again that running the offense through Boston is the way that the Fever can really expose those gaps in the defense.
When you see it happening where you're running it through Boston, she's the one making these really awesome decisions. And then you have Kelsey Mitchell just like full throttle doing her thing, and not having to worry as much because it's AB's job, to distribute, to decide what kind of flow they're doing. And then you have someone like Hull and Powers just like out hustling. And they're both not like small, weak people. Like both of them in different ways are very strong, very fast, and hustling. And it's like this steamroll sort of effect that it was enough to, I think, heal my sickness. I think that's what happened. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think just watching that, I felt
the magic of teamwork.
My antibodies started to win the fight against the germs.
Wow.
And it was fantastic. Yeah. I think we're going to win the championship. Pretty sure it's happening. Why are you laughing?
No, I just love that enthusiasm. Well, we do know that we still have another game of the Dream ahead back in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So we have seen what happens when the Dream is shooting well. We know what that looks like, and we've seen what happens when they're off. And I think that's going to be really the battle, is if the Dream is missing, are we taking advantage of those opportunities? Are we getting those rebounds? When we out-rebound them and we make Brianna Jones and Griner work hard, we have fast break opportunities. So it's how are we handling those offensive possessions a little bit more than the defense, I think, this last time around. What are they gonna pair us up against?
Yeah, because it did appear in the first game our offense was the thing that stuttered. Our defense was decent. We made them work the whole game. It wasn't like, all of a sudden we were tissue paper and they were getting anything I wanted. That didn't happen in the first game. We were unable to score in the second quarter, like at all.
Right.
They clearly destroyed us that quarter, and we even made up a little ground in the third, but not enough. And then, the end of the game was the end of the game. I agree. And what I think I saw that was kind of like a light bulb moment for me was we know that we can do some pretty cool things on offense with our screens, with our like multi-talented different players that can do, between Boston and Mitchell, their skill set is so varied and they can be playing different positions and screening off each other. And we do a lot of really like awesome multi-screen sets that we've kind of talked about. And those like cutesy sort of long developing plays, we're good at that. But when we started hitting them in the mouth, you could tell they were like, oh no, if we let them set up, we know they're probably going to get a good shot. And if they're actually able to just like take us one-on-one, now what? Now the gates are wide open,
right.
And I think we kind of need to commit to that mentality of, yes, we know we can go to that real cool stylized offense, but we need to make a commitment to also just like hard-nosed one-on-one, get a good matchup, go in there, because if we can do that, they're going to have a lot of trouble stopping us. If we can't do that, it feels like it's a toss-up.
Yeah, I think attacking the basket, attempting to get those big guards and their bigs in foul trouble is also a great way to open up a lot more looks on the floor in the mid-range, especially for the guards who are now attacking the basket. They're going to try to close those opportunities down. We just have to spread it out and make sure we're taking advantage of their miss shots, no turnovers. That's where we can't give up the ball to Ryan Howard and Canada. Not on the fast break. It's so difficult to catch them.
Mm-hmm. And when that happens, we really need to not be fouling. Fouling between these two teams is a really big deal. There's fouls on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
And if one of the teams can just shore up the fouling a little and not get their key players in foul trouble, that'll be a huge deal. You know? Like, we can't be doing, if they're gonna beat us on the transition, then just let them have 2 points.
Well, the officiating in some of these last few games in the playoff, I don't know if you've
atrocious.
But I don't know if the amount of time lost to reviewing calls, it just kills momentum. And I mean, these are like it's the playoffs. Like, we're getting to the most exciting part of the season for so many teams, and you are killing the flow of this game because you can't. Yeah. We're just missing calls, blowing calls.
Mm-hmm. No, it's so frustrating. You can tell. You could see the years get taken off of Coach's life. Like, when she will get 2 successful challenges, that almost makes her even more mad.
Yeah.
It's like when she gets her 2 successful challenges and they're like, you're done now. It's like she's like a dynamite and the fuse is started. And she's like, oh, so you're saying I can't do your job for you anymore? Is that what you're saying? You're saying I did too good at correcting your mistakes? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, we got to nip that in the bud.
It's so frustrating. I don't know. Maybe they can fix it. They'll probably fix it between this game and the next. I'm sure the officiating will be great for the next one. So, okay, walk us through maybe a worst case scenario. What do you think their best shot at beating us is, Keisha? We know a lot about this team.
Yep.
We know everything about them. We're best friends with them, but we hate them. We don't really. We honestly don't hate them. Before we do that, I want to just say something that I know all of our fans will agree with because our listeners are the best fans. I loved the atmosphere. I loved the screaming of the crowd. I knew it was going to be a huge factor. I had no doubt that our team was going to come to play because I knew that Gainbridge was just going to be crazy. And you could hear it on the screen. It was like, man, that is a loud crowd the entire game. And I loved when we beat them down and you could tell the other team was really having trouble emotionally, like hanging on. Because it would be hard. It would be hard to be in that building. The game is kind of getting away from you. Everyone's screaming. And I loved it. I love watching the opposing team crumble emotionally. It's one of my favorite things about sports. But when the guy, whatever he says, screams at Alicia Gray, and it clearly really shook her. Mm-hmm. Like that moment where her and, was it Canada she was talking to?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. No, it was Ryan
Howard, yeah.
Yeah, it was her and Ryan Howard. They're having like a moment to moment. I loved seeing that, first off. That was beautiful. Like two people just like, you could tell. They trust each other and she's trying to pick her up. But it was just like, what did this guy say? It must have been just absolutely vile.
Right.
And I hate that. I love it when a team gets beat down because of the atmosphere, because of your excellent play. That's great. I love it. That's why I'm here. I'll eat that up all day. But I don't want to see that. That's not what, we don't need someone to say something vile to people that are out there working really hard and putting out a fantastic product on the court. I just hate that, and it's like the worst thing about sports.
Yeah.
Your thoughts? Do you agree?
I do agree. I think that the WNBA also, unfortunately, is still a platform and an atmosphere where there is a lot of misogyny, and I think there is a lot of hatred towards women that is expressed in bizarre ways. I mean, for those who had been paying attention all season, there were several incidences where things were thrown onto the court that one would never happen anywhere else, and it's never like the disrespect, the capacity to continue to torment these women, interrupt the game. I mean, people like there are people who go to work and like their jobs are impacted by all of this stuff. Like it's just so weird that exists, and they just have to keep playing. Like there's no time for them to process like where do I, like, what am I doing?
Yeah, because if you just imagine being like locked in, you're in like a flow state, you're doing better than anyone else in this building can do, arguably better than even the 10 women on the floor. Like she's one of the best players definitely in the building at the time.
Yeah.
And then to just be jerked out of it and be like, oh yeah, he just gets to treat you that way.
Yeah.
Like what? And I don't know this for a fact, just reading from online, he got escorted out, but I heard that he got let back in, which to me is like,
yeah.
I hope that didn't happen. I hope he was gone and that was just somebody talking, but I don't know. You just hate to see it. That's the worst part. Worst part of sports, worst part of men. Worst part of men.
Worst part of men.
Oof, that's tough, actually. There's a lot of bad parts of men. So, one of the worst things about men. We'll say that. I could very fairly say that. Okay, so, bring us back. What, in the best case scenario for the Atlanta Dream, what do you think they're going to try and do?
Well, one thing I've noticed as I've watched them this season is they have really had an evolving starting five. It has not been set. But lately, they've been starting Jones and Hillman. Assuming that they didn't like that matchup for this last game, we could see them go back to trying their two towers. It could be Jones and Griner, or Griner may start. So the question is, if they do have a brand new starting five, how are we going to respond to that? And I think that main focus still has to be, when we run the offense, continue to work through Boston. So we can't go away from what's been successful, and I feel like sometimes I've seen that pattern for us, where we find that success doing what always works, and then in the next game we start trying things that just aren't landing the same.
Yeah, I'm scared of the two towers. It's a nightmare matchup-wise. I feel like if that happens, we have to just try and beat Griner one-on-one.
Yeah,
which sounds crazy.
Pull out
but
from
we
the
have
basket.
To try.
You have to force her towards the three for sure. She's definitely,
because if we can let her sit there in the drop, goodness gracious, no, we can't. We cannot do that. We win. Part of what helps us win. The effort that we're talking about helps us on the rebound side. The effort does a lot of different things, and it makes up for a lot of our shortcomings. But one of the biggest ones is the rebounds. We see us in the latter part of this year, pretty much whenever we win the offensive rebound numbers, we win the game. It's just if we can do that, and if we just let her have her play down there. Oh God. Oh, I'm getting a stomachache.
Oh no.
I don't want that to happen. We have to make her work.
Well,
and come out.
Yeah, we have to pull the bigs away from the basket. We don't want them down there getting rebounds. We want them to be more tired. They have to work harder. I think we can outrun them. So fast breaks, when the fast break comes, we have to be successful with those, because those are going to be rare. And if we can out hustle, they're also big guards. Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard are not little by any means.
No,
that's definitely going to be I would definitely be relying on higher percentage shots against the Dream for sure.
Okay, well, this is all very exciting. I feel like we figured it out. I feel like we're definitely going to win the championship. My biggest concern is just for Caitlin Clark's legacy. If we win the championship, that would really hurt her. That's the thing I'm most stressed about. But before we get too into that, tell us what's going on around the league in the playoffs. What are things looking like? Who's looking great? Where are we at?
Well, as we have been recording, Phoenix was playing New York in a must-win game, and they were up big time. So, assuming
we care about Phoenix. Yes.
Shake my fist in the sky. Yes, we obviously care about Phoenix.
Okay.
So,
got it.
Assuming they didn't blow it within the last 3 minutes there, Phoenix and New York are tied 1-1. In a surprising turn of events, Seattle barely beat the Aces last night or the night before, and they are now tied 1-1. The Lynx play the Valkyrie tonight, and they're up 1. So if they win, it's over for the Valkyrie. So that's a must-win. So it's been very exciting. A lot of nothing. I wouldn't say surprising, because the top 8 teams were all extremely talented. But I think people thought there would be more blowouts than there are, and hadn't anticipated more games this early on. So exciting stuff ahead.
Well, with that, gosh, guys, I just really think we should win. I don't know about you.
Because you just want to keep podcasting? Is that?
That's only, you know what? You'd think that would be the whole thing. But no, I feel like I'm just want the team to win because I'm like a fan. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the fan thing. That checks out.
The fan thing. But, yeah, the game is going to be, we're going to upload this the morning of the game. It's going to be back in Atlanta. And let's all just take a moment. Everyone just take a moment, take a deep breath. And just imagine we got to see, believe, and achieve. That's what my wife learned from her shooting coach. So we'll do that now. Let's all just see the victory, and then take a moment to believe it. And we're going to leave the achieving up to the ladies. How's that sound? Wow. All right, Fever fans, this is it. We win or go home. Oh, we'll go home either way. Truth be told. But hopefully we win.
Must win.
Well, we'll see you on the other side of it, friends. And thank you once again for listening to us. It's been a wonderful season of basketball. And we'll see you on the other side.
Bye.